Still seeing volume coming in at these lows. So this still looks like, you know, buyers trying to hold this area, still holding VWAP down here. Finally breaking down. Let's see what happens down in this area. This is the area that you had called out earlier. Nice little flush through with a quick pop back up. There's definitely some buyers waiting there. Look at that. Look at that volume. See what they do with it, if they can hold it. I'm gonna be patient. So this would be a very counter trend trade. Very counter trend trade. So there's a lot of momentum to the downside right now. A big volume that came in there. I might take a long here. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna grab it. Ooh, that's gonna be a late entry. Don't love that entry, but let's see if they can hold it, push it up. I like the volume that came in. I like that these larger trades came and the buyers won those fights. They've got to hold this one though. It might still need to come down and print another higher low and just hope that doesn't take me out in the meantime. If we break above this high, I'll bring my stop up. That's a big if though. Sellers are trying to push this down. We need to see the buyers hold the area. I think I'm going to put my stop under this low. It's only a few ticks difference. And if it makes the difference between a winning and a losing trade, it'll be worth it. See if the buyers can come back in here. Give it a pump. Pump it up. If we can get above this high, I think it'd be a good sign. There we go. They are here. The buyers are here. Now I'm going to bring my stop up a little bit. Close this risk up just a touch. Not a huge difference in risk, but if it comes back down that far, I think it's just going to go all the way anyway. We got to get back above VWAP. So don't get too worried if we see some choppiness or selling activity around VWAP. If we blast right through VWAP, that's a really good sign. VWAP's very flat, so when you see that, we often do trade both sides of it pretty easily. This is good. I'm going to bring my stop up pretty tight here. Really reduce my risk on this. And I'll start trailing this tighter as we go along. I don't want to get too aggressive about that because it is an overall downtrend, which means we might need a couple pullbacks to make our way up. Just looking for a test of those previous highs. Bring my stop under that doji. Lock in profit no matter what. Patience, patience, patience. Let's see if we can't get the whole thing. If it gets close, I might just take it. Oof. I'm going to close it out here. Just grab the profit that I got. It might go up, but got about 75. What do we get on that? 75 ticks or so. Considering the sloppy entry, 73 ticks. My original target was right at the top of these bodies. Yeah, glad I took it where I did. Thank you, hotkeys. Thank you, hotkeys. Nice way to start the day. Thank you, Fatima, for calling out that level, because I was not watching that level until you said it. Anybody else get a piece of that? You got it too, Fatima? Nice, 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 nice. I think if we do hold this 20 area, it could go up from here. This could end up being the low. I mean, the way that volume spiked into it and rejected, that's a strong impulsive candle up there. And honestly, I know we've already got a level there, but this right here is so juicy. Coming just a little bit lower into that, we could rip. I don't know if I want to take it though. It looks really juicy, but I'm not super comfortable with the fact that we haven't broken any upside structure yet. Maybe I'll take it on sim if it comes down there, just for fun. I think that's what I'll do. Look at these buyers. Look at them go. What would be super nice, I think, is if we took out this little swing high that happened just before the news where we exited our longs. Took that out, or even took out this one here that was the top of this supply area, and then came back down into this, showed another increase of volume and a good like little double bottom or inverse head and shoulders. That for me would be the trade. If this delta can continue to show some strength, really show that the buyers are here, then let it fall back down, trap in some shorts, and just rip. That would be the trade. This 1 minute channel is holding really, really clean. Here we go, tapping into that spot I marked off. I might take this on sim, not live. I don't like that it hasn't broken structure yet. But this area to me is a really juicy area.
Order filled.
Take a sim shot on this. Let's just see if we come back up to these highs. This might be an early entry. If I was doing this on cash, I'd wait for a higher low. But by the time a higher low happens, there's not much room to run here. So with sim, I'll be more aggressive. This is a trade. I call this setup, I call it the Batman bounce because it looks like an upside down Batman signal where you have like, this is the left wing. It's basically a variation of a head and shoulders, but in the middle of the head, you have a double bottom. So it's like the two spikes on Batman's helmet. This is like an upside down Batman, right? And then you've got the other wing. So when it taps back into this area, when you have the left wing and the peak of that little, the peak of the double bottom, and they line up, when you come back into that, it's a pretty reliable trade, to be honest with you. Like, it really is a pretty reliable trade. Look how it's going right off of that. That's why I was watching that area. This would be what we call a Batman bounce. And ideally it takes out the structure, but I'm generally more comfortable. Like the way I have it written up in my playbook is this move needs to break some structure, and it hasn't. So it's not a perfect variation of it, which is why I wasn't comfortable taking it live. And why what I wanted to see was it come and at least take out this high, if not this other high over here, then come back down into this area. Then you get that really nice, what I refer to as a Batman bounce, which is really a support and resistance play, and a variation of playing like a large head and shoulders on a smaller time frame. But you can see the buying pressure that came in off that area. It's a really common play, and when you see those, keep your eye on it a lot. In fact, that was, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, my trade was also similar. Sometimes these are closer together, sometimes they're farther apart, but when you see that little, when the head of the head and shoulders has a peak in the middle, or a valley if it's a regular head and shoulders, that lines up with the right shoulder, wait for the left shoulder. I'm sorry, that lines up with the left shoulder. Wait for the right shoulder to come back into that same zone. And then you usually get a good move off of it. Good for a scalp. See? Pretty reliable trade. Come on. All the way. Oh, there it is.
Filled.
Okay. Nice little trade. Clean setup. Batman bounce.